Is it recording? Yeah, it is. All right, let's get it started. It's innovations in anatomy and physiology. Number one. Hopefully this will be a recurring video. Innovations in anatomy and physiology. There have been many new innovations in the field of anatomy and physiology in the past years, and today I will be listing some of them. Although I hope this will be a recurring video in the future because there's so many innovations that are just super interesting and super important in the field of anatomy and phys that I don't want to cover like 30 of them in one video and make it a super long one, or just cover five innovations and then never cover the rest. So hopefully this will be a recurring video where I will explain 1, 2, or 3 innovations in each video. There'll be hopefully a lot of them with innovations that range from technical innovations to innovation in science and the way we or new information that we learned about our own human bodies and its function and structures. So let's get started. The magic mirror, a novel human anatomy and education environment with augmented reality technology. So this amazing invention or innovation totally changes the way medical students learn about the human body. So before, medical students had to use cadavers that were donated to science, or donated to, basically, people who died donated their bodies to science. And then, medical students rely on those people to dissect, learn about the human structures, learn about how the organs look like, how the organs are, where they're positioned, stuff like that. So they require the cadavers, they rely on the cadavers to essentially dissect the human body, know the positioning, know where everything is, and basically get like a 3D model of a human body in real life. And they depended on cadavers. And cadavers were, were argued all over the world by scientists and people are they ethically okay is it ethically okay to people just cut into dead bodies just to explore and learn about new things? Is it okay? Or should the family of the person who donated their body to science should be aware of what's going to happen to their beloved ones? Like, are their organs going to get donated, or are they going to get dissected by who, when, and what are they going to learn? So it's basically this huge philosophical and ethical debate going on. And not only that, it's a huge carbon footprint to freeze these cadavers, transport them, and have them readily available for medical students to use whenever use during various times of the year. So it's just a big carbon footprint. With this innovation, the magic mirror totally counteracts that and takes away most of those problems. So this tool combines the magic mirror system with a Belware display wall to institute visualizations of medical information directly on top of the student's body. So it's like a huge screen in front of you. This camera scans you. Well, not scans you, but camera just reflects what you're doing. And then, there's a gesture-based UI. So you just literally guide your hand over like the Xbox Connect. You would just guide your hand over the part of your brain. And then, it would show you the bone, the skull surrounding your brain. It would show you the brain in a 3D model. It would show you a cross section of your brain. It will show you the cells of your brain. It'll it'll list all the diseases, not all the diseases, but it'll list common diseases that can be found or that are related to the brain. It shows you, MRI scans, CT scans of the brain. It shows you the in-depth visualization of the brain cells. It basically, and also lists information about the brain. So now you don't have to cut into bodies. You don't have to cut into bodies anymore of, people who donated their body to science, but instead you're relying on yourself essentially. You will literally hover over your own body, and then you could check out various aspects of your body. Like if you hover over your wrist, you can see all the bones in your wrist. If you hover over your, knee, it will show you the knee joint and it'll show you the tendons on your foot and your ankles and stuff like that. So basically now you're not relying on someone else for information and learning skills. You're essentially relying on yourself. And this is a great innovation because not only does it further propel augmented reality forward in terms of what's the word? Innovations, no. What's the word? Inventions. There we go. Not in terms it propels it in terms of augmented reality inventions. It basically propels forward the technology that we have. Maybe this magic mirror in the near future can slowly evolve where it can literally just scan you and then show you your own kidneys while just hovering over where your kidney should be. It just scans your kidney where it is, and then it shows you the 3D model of your own personal kidneys. And you might be able to see what's wrong with your kidneys if you have a problem. This innovation is just the start of many more inventions to come in the future. And right now, even though it's in the early stages, it still provides numerous and plethora, not plethora, the wording doesn't fit, but it provides numerous advantages to medical students and regular people alive, because this magic mirror might be, slowly integrated into normal aspects of human life. Like we might get one at a tech museum in California, where people can go there, and then it's free for. It's like after you pay entrance fee and whatever. Like you could go there and you could literally check out all the parts of the human body for yourself. This will slowly probably evolve into public use, not only for medical students. So this is a great innovation, as it lowers the carbon footprint that you can get, lowers the carbon footprint from cadavers for use to freezing them and to transporting them, but it also just makes you rely on your own self essentially, and not someone else for your education. It's amazing. The uses are it's the availability. You don't have to wait for someone or news to come and say, hey, we got a cadaver ready for the medical students to use. And, not one person, not like a class of, I don't know how it usually goes, but I'm thinking, not a class of 20 people have to hover over one person and then dissect them, and not 20 people just have to take notes while one doctor or scientist does all the dissecting, or one medical student does all the dissecting. This can be used by every single person in that class, and they can do it at their own pace. They can do it by themselves and whenever they want. For a cadaver, you have to dissect it and take notes. But right now, you're just performing as you're performing the process of this cadaver. But right now, you can do it at your own pace and as many times as you want at any given day. You don't have to rely on someone else for your learning, only yourself. Osteoporosis questionnaire. This is another innovation that was it was found in the UK, where let me just slowly explain what it is. It's like the osteoporosis questionnaire is it can help detect osteoporosis in the elderly early on. This increases the hopes of catching this disease in order to help those affected by help those that will be affected by it later on in life. So roughly 9 million osteoporotic or fragility low trauma fractures occur worldwide per year. In developed countries, around 1 in 3 women or 1 in 5 men aged 50 years or older will have a fragility fracture during their remaining lifetime, most commonly at sites such as the hip, distal forearm, vertebrae, and humerus. In the UK, around 536,000 people have these fractures each year, including 79,000 hip fractures, which cost an estimated 3.5 billion pounds? I don't know. Wow, I'm not smart. Is that pounds or euro? I'm blanking. I don't know. Whatever it is, 3.5 billion something in 2010. This figure is expected to rise above 5.5 billion per year by 2025. For the individuals, a hip fracture can be devastating because it causing loss of independence, and less than 1/3 of the patients make a full recovery. Because if your hip gets fractured, you can barely move, you need help doing anything, sitting down, standing up, walking to place. And then, as it says, only 1/3 of patients make a full recovery. That means only 1/3 of patients gain back their entire hip movement. That means they can walk without any pain, sit down without any pain, and so on. 2/3 of the patients basically don't recover. They still have pain, and it just lasts for the entire life. That just lasts for a lifetime. This osteoporosis questionnaire is used in conjunction with the screening process. It helps identify those with high-risk fractures and can help them get screened properly. This is a quote from the article. We use the FRAX questionnaire for screening in all participants with BMD measurements by dual energy X-ray absorptiometry in selected subgroups. They saw no difference in the overall structure of overall fracture rate between the screening group and control group, but a marked reduction in hip fractures. There was no difference in mortality rates over 5 years in health-related quality of life, and they saw no evidence of any effect of anxiety levels in individuals in the screening group or among those labeled as being high risk of fracture. Basically, what this osteoporosis questionnaire does is it's not just regular type of questionnaire saying, oh, how much pain are you in, 1 to 10, have you ever fell before? It's not that. It's a really detailed questionnaire which goes into your entire medical history and asks you things about your very precisely about your day-to-day life. And the questions that have been selected and used and that you answer can really help doctors identify if you're at a high-risk fracture in the future, and basically can help identify osteoporosis early on. Because as this gets in conjunction with the screening process, let's say in the screening process they find one thing, but they didn't ask the questionnaire, that one thing might have been dismissed as just oh, it's something, it probably doesn't mean anything, and later on that person can develop osteoporosis, and if they caught it early on, they could have treated it. With a questionnaire, they cross-reference the they cross-reference the data from the screening process with the questionnaire and see if any of the data is matched or any of the data are in conjunction, relate to any of the things that found in the screening process. If they are, that osteoporosis questionnaire helps identify, oh, this person, this thing found in their screening process is nothing to be dismissed, but it's actually a serious problem that can be developed more later in their life and can cause osteoporosis and potentially cause them to die or be in chronic pain for the rest of their life. So this osteoporosis questionnaire is really a great innovation for elderly people, as not only does it help them catch it early on, but people can be at ease of mind, and say, oh, the doctors caught it early on, I have a chance of recovering, I have a chance of treating it, and it just gives them hope. And what I've discussed in the past, like right now, there has been a technical innovation and I don't know what word to describe this, but there was one technical innovation and one just a regular innovation, right? All innovations in anatomy and physiology are not the same. The one we see right now has nothing to do with technology. The screening process was already there. This questionnaire that was developed by these doctors and scientists really helped propel the use and the functionality of the technology that already existed. So innovations discussed in future videos might not only be just about technology, but it can be about the way we perceive things, new knowledge that might rise up, even questionnaires that might be useful for different diseases and various aspects of life. So I'm just saying that innovations can be made. You don't have to rely on technology to make innovations and try to help someone in their life. You can innovate something in anatomy and physiology that might help millions of people by just finding some new information about the human body. You don't have to use technology or findings or making a questionnaire that can help screening processes such as this questionnaire did. It's like, I'm trying to be inspiring right now, but I really can't find the words. Humans don't need technology for everything. Right now, our life may seem dependent on technology, but there's so much that we can do, that we can innovate, that does not have to be technologically related at all. Basically, that's the end of the video. Thank you for watching.